Hello and welcome. I'm Raghav, and today we are going to start using Jenkins for running our WebDriver IO tests. This is going to be very interesting and very easy, and this is the start of our CI/CD process. And here in this project, until now, we have been working on our local system, on our local project. We have been running our test from our project folder. Now we will try to set up and run our tests from Jenkins. And here I will show you step by step. If you are completely new to Jenkins, if you are completely new to CI/CD, don't worry. I will tell you step by step. And the very first step here is we have to download, set up, and start Jenkins. Now here, uh, just in case you are completely new to Jenkins, you can always go on my website, that is automationstepbystep.com. And if you go here, you can see a section for CI/CD DevOps, and you can see the Jenkins beginner tutorial here. And I have also created a master class for Jenkins where I have shown you all the details from scratch. So you can also watch this one. So just in case you are completely new, you can watch the Jenkins beginner tutorial and you can set up Jenkins. Jenkins is a pure Java application. So we need Java on our system to work with Jenkins. To check, you can go to your command prompt, or if you are on Mac, you can go to your terminal, or Linux, for Linux also you can go to terminal and say Java space hyphen version. And if you see the Java version and if it meets the software and hardware requirements, the software requirements, the Java requirements for Jenkins, then you can use Jenkins. Let me also show you. If I take you to the Jenkins download page, so if I just go to Jenkins download, search for Jenkins download, and here is the page jenkins.io/download. You can see here, you can check the hardware and software requirements and see the Java version needed for Jenkins. And then you can get the jenkins.war file from here. So this will download a file called jenkins.war, and using that file, we will start Jenkins. Let me show you. In my case, I have that file here. So we will use this, and to start Jenkins, we will go to the location of the folder where you have this jenkins.war file. In my case, it is downloads folder. So I will go to command line, and first I will say cd downloads, so that I will change the location to the downloads folder. Just in case it is on a different drive, the Jenkins .war file is on E drive or D drive. So first you will change the drive. Let's say if it is on E drive, I will say E colon and hit enter. It will change the drive. Then I will go to that location. As of now, I will come back to the downloads folder here. And then to start Jenkins, I will say java-jar and give the file name. So that is Jenkins. If I type JEN and press tab, it should autocomplete because that is the only file in that folder. And then, so the command is java space -jar space jenkins.war. If I run this command, it will start Jenkins on the default port, that is 8080. But just in case you want to change the port, sometimes port 8080 is not available, or you want to change it, you can say in this command --http port. Here, take care that only P is in uppercase, all the other letters are in lowercase. And then I will say equals whatever port number you want. For example, if you want 9191, it will start Jenkins on port 9191. So this is the command. And you can, if you are on Windows, you can go to command line and go to the location of the folder. The other way for Windows is, let's say Jenkins is on my downloads folder. So I will manually go to this folder and I will click on this address bar and say CMD. So just go to the address bar of that folder and say CMD and hit enter. It will open the command line on the same folder, and you can run the command here, java-jar jenkins.war. And if I want to open in a different port, I will say --http port equals whatever port number I want. I'm using port 9191. Okay, so I will hit enter, and this will start the Jenkins server on port 9191, and then I can go to my browser and then access Jenkins. Okay, so you will wait for the command which will say Jenkins is fully up and running. So I have got this message, Jenkins is fully up and running. So now I can go to my browser. Let me close this command prompt window. I will just exit from here and keep this command line open because here Jenkins server is running. If you want to stop, you can press Ctrl C here and then it will stop. So I will go to my browser and then I will say http:// and I will say localhost : whatever the port you have started Jenkins on. So let me show you here. This is http:// localhost : the port number where you have started Jenkins. If you have not used any port number, this will be 8080 8080. But in my case, I have used a port number 9191. You can also just go to the browser and directly say localhost 9191. No need of adding HTTP, it will add it itself. So this will start Jenkins. Now, if you are starting Jenkins for the first time, you will get a unlock page where you will add the administrator password and then you will do some plugins installation and setup. All that I have explained in this Jenkins video. So in the Jenkins beginner or this Jenkins masterclass, I will also put these links, the Jenkins video link in the description of this video. So you can see from there just in case you are completely new to Jenkins. So I already have a user created. I will log into Jenkins. And now you can see my Jenkins is up here. This is my Jenkins dashboard. I have some earlier jobs. If you have opened a new Jenkins, if you have set up a new Jenkins, you will not see all these jobs. You will see a link here to create a new job, and you can create a new job from here as well. Okay. So we have got our Jenkins up and running. And now the next step is to enable reporting for our tests in Jenkins. We need a JUnit reporter. This step is optional. In case you do not want reporting on Jenkins, if you do not want to see your results and reports on Jenkins, you can skip this one. But if you want to see the reports, you will have to add the JUnit reporter. So if I go to my project, I will come back to Jenkins. Let us first go back to our project. I will open VS Code and here is the project. And if I go to the config file, so if I go here and search for find reporters, you can see here is our reporter section. And in the earlier sessions, we had set up a LO reports. We have set up LO reports here, but now we need a JUnit reports. Now, just in case, while we were doing the setup of our WebdriverIO projects, when we ran the command npm init wdio and we selected all the options, the reporters, the frameworks, the location of test files, etc. In case you have selected JUnit reports there, you will already get the JUnit reports extension or the library added in your project, and you will also have a section here for JUnit. But if you have not done in the installation time or the setup time, we can do it now. For that, we will first get our JUnit reporter library using this command. And let me also show you the documentation for this. If you search for WebDriver JUnit reporter, this is the link. I will also put this link in the description. So here you can see all the details. So for the installation, we need this command. You can copy it from here as well, or you can copy it from the description of this video. I'm showing you this documentation so that just in case in future something changes, some commands or something changes, you can always refer the latest documentation. So I'll go to my project and go to the terminal and just run this command, and this should install JUnit reporter, and I can check in my package.json file under dev dependencies. You can see it has come here. Okay. Now, after adding the reporter plugin, we need to add the configuration for our JUnit reports in the configuration file, which is our wdio.conf.js file. So here, for the configuration, if you go back to the same documentation and go to the configuration part here, you can see this is how we add the configuration for JUnit. So you can just copy this starting from this square bracket until this end square bracket. So you can just copy this configuration, go to your configuration file, and here this is the end square bracket of our reporters section. So just before this, you can add the copy and paste the configuration for JUnit Reporter. Now here you have to be careful. You do not make any syntax or formatting mistakes. In case you miss any comma or you miss any brackets or add any extra comma or brackets, you will see some red marks here, maybe here or here. So you can fix that in case you see that. Also, because now we are using JUnit, we do not need Allure. So if you want, you can either completely comment out this section or you can delete. As of now, I will just comment out this complete section. Okay, make sure wherever you have started JUnit, there should be a comma before that. So as of now, this is the comma. After spec, we have this comma and then we have the JUnit reports. Okay. Now here you can see we first give a output directory where we say where should our JUnit reports be located. So // means the root project folder, which is in my case this folder WebDriver project 1. But I don't want this because this will add all the reports directly under the project folder. I want to keep a folder for this. So I will say here, let's say JUnit reports. Okay. And then this is the output file format. This is optional. You can see it is written here as well, optional. Let me just comment out this section and first show you what happens when I run my test without using the output file format. So I have commented this out, and as of now, I'm just using the output directory for JUnit reports, and I will go to my terminal and I will run the test. Let me also see what all browsers we are using. If I'm using Geeko driver or not, let me see. Yes, we are using Geeko driver. As of now, I will remove this to make it faster. I just want to use a single browser, Chrome, as of now. Let me go back and check the reporters. Yeah. Okay, I'll go to my terminal, and to run, I will say npx wdio. This will run all the tests in this project. So let's wait. I have opened this folder just now in my VS Code. So the first time it may take some time, but then it should be faster. Yes, it has started the execution. And let's see, after the execution, we should get our JUnit reports. So yes, it has started the execution. It is running now. And all of this is fine. And now if I check, you will see we have got our JUnit reports folder. There's a spelling mistake, which is fine. I had put this here. I will correct it now. It should, from the next time onwards, it will be JUnit reports. But if you see here in this folder, if I expand, the format is .log. So all these files which are generated are in .log extension, which I do not want, because when I run this in from Jenkins, we will need the JUnit XML files, and therefore we have this output format set here. Okay, so here it has said, it is saying that the format should be, the name of the report should start from results, and then we are adding some ID and then some capabilities. Now I can also say something like, I can say here return, and then I'm using a double backtick. Now see, this is not single quotes. These are not single quotes. This is the backtick key, which is the, if you go to your keyboard on the top left, just below the escape key, you will find the backtick key. And the reason we use this is because if I use single comments or double comments, like single comments, then I will have to say results. And then if I have to append something here, then I will again add a plus sign, then I will refer something like this, options, then again I will append, I will start the single quotes again, then again append. But if you do not want this and you want everything to be added in a single line without using all these appending and all those things, then we can use the backtick key. Here, as you can see here we do not have to close and start again. We can refer the variables, we can refer the properties directly using the dollar symbol. So here I can say the name should start from whatever you want, let's say results. Then it should append, let's say I will say it should append the timestamp. So for that I will call the date function, the date class, and then I will say get time, and this will, and then I will say .xml. So now what this will do is, with every report result file, it will give it a name like results and will append the current timestamp. Now this can be useful if you want unique reporting result file names every time, and this will also not override your earlier reports. So whenever you run, your earlier reports will be preserved and the new reports will keep on adding in the folder, because every report will now have a unique name because we are adding the timestamp in the name. But we may not want this time, because we don't want all the reports, we just want our latest reports to be there. So therefore I'm just going to use this line, this code, which I have directly copied from here. And here I just don't need this, I just need until here I just need the option CID. So let's see, I'm also going to delete this folder because the name, the spelling of the folder was incorrect. So this is deleted. Let us now save and run our tests again, and let us now see the reports. So I have started the execution, and you can see it has already started, and you can also see it has created the reports folder. I will show you in a moment. So let the execution complete, and yes, you can now see. So we have 3 passed and 1 failed, which is fine. If you see here, we have got this JUnit reports folder, and now you can see we have got our reports or the result files in .xml format. So this was these are the 2 steps for setting up JUnit reports. These are optional. This is just so that we can get our reports in Jenkins as well. Now coming back to Jenkins, we will create a new job for our test execution. So I'll open my Jenkins and I will click on new item here to create a new job. And you can give any name. I will say WebdriverIO test, whatever name you want to give, you can give here and make it a freestyle project. Click here and say OK. And now this job is created, and you will see the configuration page where you can see all these sections: general, source code management, build triggers, environment, build environment, build and post build actions. So we will go to the build section, and here we will add the commands that will run our test. So as of now, I have Jenkins on my local system, the same system where I have my project. So I will just go to the build section, and here I will select, if you are on Windows, you will select execute Windows batch command. If you are on Mac or Linux, you will select execute shell. So I'm on Windows, I will select execute Windows batch command. Okay. So this is our step number 5 we are doing. We on the build section, we have to add our command to run our WebdriverIO tests. So if I say here npx wdio, this is the command to run our tests, but here we also have to inform on which folder exactly do we have to run this, because when we were running it from here, from our terminal in VS Code, if you see here, our terminal, let me clear this, our terminal is already on the project folder, our project folder, but that is not the case on Jenkins job. So first we will have to change the location. So our project folder is here. I will copy the location of my project folder, and here I will say, before running this command, I will say cd space and the location of the project folder. Okay, and even before doing this, because Jenkins by default runs on C drive, I will have to change drive to E because my project folder is on E drive. So I will say E colon. So this will change the drive to E, then I'm changing the location to my project folder on E drive, and then I'm running the command npx wdio. Now let us save this and run this first before doing the configuration for reports. So I will just apply and save. And now I will click on this build now button. It will start executing the job, which will in turn run our command. And if you click on this progress bar, which you can see here, the progress bar, if I click here, it will take you to the console output. You can also click on this console output here. So here you can see it is running all our tests. And here you can see the logs as well. These are the same logs that we got from our terminal. And you can see everything is executed. 3 passed, 1 failed, and it says the result is failure, and that is fine. That is because even if your single test fails, the job will be marked as a failure. So that is fine. And that is what we will actually need when we do a CI/CD integration with other projects, because they will be different, jobs will be chained, and based on the result of this job, the next job will get triggered. So in case it is a failure, we may not want to trigger the next job. So that is fine. And I'll come back to my job. And now here you can see we have got the first run here, which was a failure. That's why it is shown in red. In case you go to the dashboard, Jenkins dashboard, you can see this is the job, and you can see all the details here, the last success, last failure. And if you want, you can run it from this run button again. As of now, I'll just go back to my job. Okay, so we were able to run our tests from our Jenkins job. Now the next step is we will configure the reports, and for that I will go to post build actions and select publish JUnit test result reports. So go to the job, go to the configure section again, and here go to post build actions. And here in the post build actions, you should see a option publish JUnit test result report. Now, just in case you do not find this option, that means that you do not have the JUnit plugin added in your Jenkins. So let me just show you. For that, you can go to dashboard, Jenkins dashboard, and go to manage Jenkins and go to manage plugins. Now in my case, it is already installed. So if I show you under the installed section and I search for JUnit, you can see this is the plugin which is already installed for me. But in case it is not installed for you, you can go to the available section first and search for JUnit, and you will see the plugin here. You can just check on the plugin, click on this checkbox, and then scroll down, and you can install using this install without restart. And then you will have that. When you restart your Jenkins, you will have that plugin, or you may not have to restart as well. You will just find the plugin and the option for adding the JUnit reports. So select this option, publish JUnit test result reports. Now here, first we have to give the location where our JUnit XML reports or result files are. So for that, I can either just go here and this is my folder. I can copy the location and give it here. So I'm saying go to this location, and then from here I will say star.xml. That means in this folder, whatever XML files are there, we have to pick up those files and then convert them into Jenkins report or show them as a Jenkins report. So you can either do this, or I can go to the general section and go to the advanced option here under general, and we have an option called use custom workspace. So if I click this and give the location of my project folder like this. So now if I do this, then all the commands, all the locations that I will give in this job, they will be taken using this as a reference. So if I give this, I can now go to the build section And now I do not need to change all these folders because this is now running, this job is now running in my project folder itself. So I can say npx wdio directly here. And in the post build actions, again, I do not have to give this location because this is already given in the custom workspace. I will give a location relative to that folder. So now I will just say JUnit reports and then /star.xml. I'm getting that it does not exist, which is fine. Maybe I will have to run it once and then it will show me here. So that is okay. I will now apply and save. So we have done this and now we will run the job and check the results. So I will just now build again. I will click on build now and this will start the second run. So you can see the second run is here. If I click on the progress bar, I can see the console output. So it has started and it has started the tests. All these tests are running. And so you can see this is failed because the one of our test failed, which is fine. And then it is saying recording test results. And this is coming because we configured the JUnit results. And here it is saying no suitable check publishers found, which is fine. Let me show you. If you don't want to see this message, you can go back to your job. And here, if you go to the configure section and go to post build actions, here you can see we have this option, skip publishing checks. So just in case you do not want to see that option, you can check this one and apply and save. And let me run again once more and see if it generates our results and reports. So it has started the execution. Okay, so this is done. This is now. So as of now, we are not getting that message. We are just seeing recording test results. And if I go back to my test and let me check, as of now, it has not generated the reports. So let me go back to the configure section. And here, if I go to post build actions and let me see this one, skip marking build as unstable on test failure. And I will apply, save, and try to run again. And I'll just go to the console output. So this is now running all the tests. And this is done. I'll go back to the job. And as of now, I'm not getting the reports. Okay, as of now, it is not generating the reports. Let me just check, maybe because of the failed test. If I check the logs, let me go and see the logs for any of these runs. So let me see which one is failing. Here, one is failed. Okay, I think this is a failure because of, now ideally we should get a report even if there is a failure, that is fine, but just for now, just for checking if we should get a report. So let me just see here, which is the test which is failing, and I will try to skip that failed test and see if I get the report. So I believe this is the recorded test which is failing, and it is failing while finding the logout button. Let me just remove all these. Let me just remove this or comment out these steps. Okay. I'm saving this and I'll run my job again. And let's just see. I will say build now. And this is going to be the 6th run of this job. And it has started the execution. And this is done. Okay, now you can see everything is passed, and therefore we have also got the job status as success here. Okay, now let me go back and check. And yes, you can see now the result is coming. So there is some setting, maybe some configuration, which I will check later. In case you find that configuration, you can let me know in the comment section what was missing. But in case everything passes, it has started showing the report. And maybe if I now uncomment that section, I will see if from now onwards it will show the report or not. I'm just uncommenting that section. And I will try to run this again from my Jenkins job. I will say build now. So until 6th run, we have got our report. You can see all these build number 2. From build number 2 onwards, we configured the report. So we have got for build 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let me see. I will go to the console output and just check. So it is now running all the tests. And here you can see this has again failed. But now if I check and see, so yes, here also it has shown me failure, but that's fine. So if I now click on this report, you can see here, I can see the test results, all the tests that were got executed. I can check them here. You can see all the details here, and I can go to the history and see all the history and details from here. Okay, so this is how we can configure the report and we can run our tests from the Jenkins job. Now, if you notice here, we are still on our local system. Earlier, we were running the command from our terminal, from the project terminal, or from our command line. And now we have got Jenkins on the local system itself, and we are running the same command from our local system. So as of now, we are actually not doing CI/CD properly. We are actually not making the full use of Jenkins. The actual use of Jenkins will be when we put our project on a repository like GitHub, and from Jenkins, we get our project from the GitHub repository or any repository that you are using, and then we will run the tests from there. So if you see here, if I go to my job again, and if you see, we have got this source code management section, and here we have got Git. As of now, we have Git plugin. I have Git plugin on Jenkins, so I'm seeing Git. If you are using any other source code management tool, you can add the plugin and you will see it here. So here we will give the repository for our project and the credentials, and then it will take the project from there, and then it will run our tests. So generally in real world, the Jenkins server, the Jenkins will be located on some Linux server, on some remote server, and not on your local machine. And you will just work on your project on your local machine and then push all the changes to the repository, and Jenkins will get all the project, all the changes from that repository, and wherever it is running, it will run your project, run your test there. And that is when we will be doing actual CI/CD process, and then we can also integrate our testing job with other jobs in our project. And we will learn that. We will learn how to put our project on a repository, and then how we can get it from the Jenkins job and run from there. So we will learn that. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section below, and try some hands-on, do some hands-on, and let me know if you are facing any issues. If you have any message, you can let me know in the comment section. I will see you soon. Thank you for watching, and never stop learning.